How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling, number one, I'm actually very proud of myself because of, I was able to block all that negative talk, all that, talk about how I'm the underdog and just focus on what I need to do. Not focus on my opponent and how good he is or how technical he is. Focus on the steps that are going to make me win. And, a lot of times my coach is able to give me a simple game plan, like, hey, 1, 2, 3. But this fight was like 1 to a million. And there were so many things that could change. And I had to implement my coach's game plan to the very last detail. And because I'm fighting this type of opponent, I had to adjust also, because he could adjust as the fight goes. And so number one, I know this sounds a little cheesy. I am proud of myself for to be able to do what I needed to do to every last detail.
I don't think it should be cheesy because that was a fantastic performance. You outstruck the guy that was supposed to outstrike you, and you made it look easy. So what was the game plan going into the fight?
The game plan was exactly what you saw. The game plan was strike, because this guy's going to be so focused on the wrestling, and because he's a smart fighter, he's going to train for that. He's going to be so prepared for the wrestling, and he's never seen me switch my stance. I've been switching my stances in the gym for many years because I train out of Fortis MMA, and there's so many killers, and for each fighter I have to imitate a certain guy. I start to learn and adapt to these different styles, helping out my teammates, but it also adds to my striking performance. And I've been switching. And then coach this camp was like, listen, Abdul, you can't just, go for the takedown over here or do this or do that. You got to move to the right and switch southpaw, move to the left and do that. Then just go change the tempo on him. But there was never this, all right, look, this is what you're going to go in and you're just going to do that. There was so many like A, B, C, D, and then under it there was like 10 points. And we still had to wrestle. We still had to strike. We had to, what I would say the biggest key was faking the wrestling and mixing the striking. And I felt like that threw him off. If you notice, every time I went down, he would drop his hands and drop his body because he was so prepared for the wrestling. And if I were to try to just go for the wrestling, it would have been harder to do that. And I could tell in his eyes, he was very shocked. Like I could tell from the beginning, his eyes changed like, whoa, this isn't what I was expecting. But he was trying to adapt. But the whole game plan was, I'm going to keep it at such a high-paced fight that as he's trying to adapt, I'm changing. Like, I'm not doing the same thing the whole time. I'm changing as well. So it's just this, like, so much things to soak in. Like, there's just so many things you could do for 15 minutes to keep changing it up. And I just had to do that. Like, my calves are on fire, and I'm blessed to have a coach like Coach Safe to just keep me going. As soon as I was like, oh man, I hit him with some good shots, I could like sit here for a second. He's like, start moving, do this and do that. Don't get comfortable. Like even when I even felt myself, even when I would make my opponent miss, he'd check me. He'd be like, don't get cocky, because he knows like at any moment, this is a fight. And I need that. I need that the coach that like sees every detail. And even though we're winning each round, even the last round, he was like, look, you're most likely up 2 rounds, but that doesn't matter. You got to beat him every 10 seconds of this last round. And that's what I had to do. And Coach Safe, man, if there's something about Coach Safe, he knows how to adapt to each fighter and how to make that fighter bring the best out of him. And boy, oh boy, he managed all this media, all this pressure, and he made me the most relaxed. Like I really don't know how to explain to you. I was sleeping backstage. I literally had to wake up to warm up just because of how calm I was. And that's because of him over and over for the last month making me calm. Like, usually you got fighters, the coach is like, you got this, they hype him up. Coach has just been calming me down and just focusing on the details. And I feel like that's what I need. Like, I don't need that extra push, that extra motivation. I just need someone to give me the right details on what to do. And I'm very blessed to work with Coach Safe, Charles Bird, Kyle Crutchmer, and all the team that give me the details. But Coach Safe puts all those pieces of the puzzle together. And even this whole fight week, this whole morning, yesterday, he's just telling me, look, you just take this fight 5 seconds at a time, combo at a time. You just have to keep beating him. You just keep beating him one combo at a time. And that's what we did. And I don't know yet. I still need to watch the tape. But from what I've heard, that like, you know, Dana White and the matchmakers were like impressed the whole time. Like with every combo, they were reacting. And, you know, that's what I bring to the table. That's what I know I bring to the table. And I'm happy I was able to showcase it, because honestly, this whole time I was fighting today, I was just flowing. I was in that state where Coach kept telling me to win this fight, you got to be in that flow state. You can't think about the takedown. You can't think about the punch. You can't think about anything. You just need to let it happen. And Coach, you know, no one knows you better than your coach when they see you spar day in, day out. You know, as some fans and people that watch fights, they only see you perform. You might have a good performance, you might have a bad one. He sees what I truly am. And he's like, if you bring what you truly are, you will dominate this guy. And that's exactly what we were able to do.
Absolutely. Let's talk about, man, you got your UFC contract through all the ups and downs, all of the waiting, all of the times where you thought you deserved the call, but you just never got it. You waited. How does it feel to be a UFC fighter?
Man, it feels great, you know. It feels great. And as crazy as it sounds, you know, this was like, from what I've been hearing from all the media hype that I've been, you know, seeing, that this is the biggest contender fight, like non-UFC fight that's in the contenders. Like, how could these two be fighting each other in the contender? And right now I'm just listening to Coach's words, how, like you said, man, it's been such a long ride to get in here. I believe that I deserve to be in here since forever, but that doesn't matter, because we're here today, we're here now, and I believe that God put me through everything, through the trials, through the losses, through the wins, through the injuries, and everything that I went through, the good and the bad, to make this moment count as like my moment, the biggest moment, you know, the hype, everything. And I'm just blessed right now to be a UFC fighter, and I just can't wait to bring this performance on the biggest stage in the world, because now I'm motivated more than ever to get even better and better. And that's why you saw me icing my face, because I'm already thinking about, okay, what I'm gonna do next. Usually I'm just like, yeah, I don't care how I look, whatever, I'm just gonna take a 3-month breaker. But now it's like, okay, I'm ready to get back.
Obviously, Abu Dhabi makes a lot of sense, but you have a lot of fans that travel. You're known for filling up stadium, or filling up venues, right? So, like, do you want your first fight to be in Abu Dhabi, or do you want it to be here in America?
Look, don't get me wrong. Abu Dhabi is nice. It's cool. I love it. I'm just blessed to be in the UFC, and I'll be happy, you know, with whatever fight they want to give me, because no matter where I'm going to fight, my brother, I'm going to have a lot of fans there, no matter what. But, you know, UFC Abu Dhabi is just a cool event. It's like a big, like I see one of the biggest events of the year. It's like that main event. And I'd like to be part of that history, you know, because it was one of my dreams, not only to fight in the UFC. Like that's one of the dreams, is to get in the UFC, fight in the UFC. But it's like, to fight in UFC Abu Dhabi, it's like, wait, I could fight in the UFC and Abu Dhabi, like my first fight. Like I could just get that right away. And if I have to wait until next year, like I don't have a problem with that. I'll fight like another 3-4 fights until then, you know. I'll fight wherever. I'm just blessed right now to be here in the present. And, you know, I'll take whatever they give me. I'm just happy to be here.
And finally, talked about it. Did you?
Man, since the beginning, it was all my hype. It was all my hype. I believed in myself. My people believed in myself. My teammates, everyone believed in me. And, you know, much respect to him. I'm not trying to take his hype, because this is all mine. And now, this is everyone that didn't know about me now knows about me. And now everyone's going to know not to bet against me. But I kind of still want them to do that, because it feels so good to train. And that, like, you know, I'm the type of person that when I'm the favorite and everyone's like, yeah, you're going to beat this guy, he sucks. I'll be like, no, like he's good. Like, you know, like I don't want it to seem like I'm already better than him. I like whenever they think he's better because I know he's not. And I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, you know, and then boom, you know, surprise you, like, you know, like that.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Abdul, right here.
Yes.
You've already touched on it a lot. There's a lot of emotion that's come from this. For you, this fight was very much, you exude the energy of it. It was vindictive. It was relentless. What is the best version of you?
Man, the best version of me is I could just keep going and finding the keys to win this fight, you know. I fought 5-round fights. My opponent fought 5-round fights. We're both very high-paced fighters, and he just kept, I saw a couple of videos of him talking about like how, you know, he's knocked people out in the 4th round and he doesn't get tired, and I was like, well, guess what? Like, I don't get tired either. I'm just going to keep fighting until, you know, I get the win. And then there was a lot of times where I felt like I had rocked him in the fight, but I was like, I'm not in a hurry. Like, I swear, I was enjoying the fight. Like, it was fun. And that's why a little bit of that cockiness started to come out, and then my coach would just be like, stop. Because I was really enjoying it. Like, that's me having fun. Like, you know, it's like, you're so tough. Like, you hit body shots. Like, all right, hit me in the body. Like, try to catch me. Oh, you're trying to kick me in the face? Like, try to kick me in the face. Like, I really wasn't being cocky. I was in the moment, and I was just enjoying the fight. But, you know, also it's also smart to have a coach to bring you back to like, hey, just focus on the fight right now. Don't do anything stupid. Like, you already did everything right. Don't mess it up right now. So it's like a good mix of that. The best version of myself is like keeping that high pace, and I could just find that finish when I need it. And yeah, I just when towards the end of the fight in the 3rd round, I just wanted to have him down on the ground just to be like, you know what? And I still got you down.
Congratulations on the win and the contract.
Thank you.
A little over here. You mentioned you had the flow state during the fight. I observed that as well. How important is it to be in a flow state in a big moment like that?
Man, it's the most important thing for any fighter. Like, to bring out the best version of yourself, you have to be in that flow state. And the way I looked at it was, you know, this is just a sparring session. And, you know, it's just a few things like, you know, I usually like stare down my opponent. I'm usually the aggressive guy. I'm usually, you know, and coach was just like, hey, calm down. Like, when we say this is sparring, do you go to sparring and just look down at your teammates like you're going to kill them? No, you're chill. This is a Tuesday morning. And then like even backstage before I was about to walk out, you know, we kind of connected eyes, and I looked at him and the coach looked at me. He's like, hey, calm down. Don't look at him like that. Like, don't worry about it. And then like, you know, and then when he came in the cage, I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's flow. So he started to like look at me doing his like, you know, his eyes. I looked at him like very calm, and then I just gave him a little smile. And then I was like, you know what? Let's touch hands. Because I don't really touch hands, because I'm just like the first time we're going to touch is me hitting you. You know, we're not friends over here. But then I was like, you know what, let's touch hands. Not for him, but for me to just be like, you know what, Abdul, you're chill, you're cool, you're just going to spar. And that helps me find the angles and find all that stuff. So, you know, I just keep bringing it back to my coach, because he made me do these things. Like I could think about it and do it the first minute or two, but as soon as I start to hit my opponent and I see that blood, like that Abdul in me comes out, you know? And then he made me like the whole time like, calm down, hit, and move. Take your angles, keep switching. So I'm not gonna give you guys too much of that stuff, but
You're saving half the book.
Damn. But you see, the thing is, Coach Safe is such a genius that it's never the same. So I could literally tell you everything about today, and next time you're going to see a totally different person.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, you mentioned your opponent there, and obviously we all know the hype he had going into this. And it seemed like people counted you out before the fight even started. What's the message you have to other athletes out there that may feel like they're counted out at times?
Look, guys, the only thing that's going to stop you from achieving your dreams is yourself. People could say whatever they want out there. That won't change anything that happens inside the octagon. And that's the same thing where people could tell you everything you want to hear, and that's not going to help you win either. You have to put in the work. You have to believe in yourself. And, you know, this camp brought out the best version of me, and I loved it. And, you know, fighting a skilled guy like George Hardwick, he's a very respectful person. And I know he's going to be in the UFC. Like, I know he's going to be in the UFC one day. Just everyone, just when people bet against you, use that as motivation. And even if you hear that over and over and over, like, no, 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 use it as motivation. Don't let it make you feel depressed. Don't let it make you feel like, you know, like something negative. Like, use it as fire. Use it as like, oh, I can't do this? Okay, just watch me. And to be honest, I really wasn't even thinking about that. Like when I was walking by the TV, I saw myself, I was like, oh, I'm on TV. And then they're about to put on like the betting stuff. I was like, I don't even want to look at it because I'm not even focused on it. Like, my whole focus wasn't like, bet against me and you'll see that. Like, that just came out after the fight. The whole camp, I knew I was going to win. And I screenshotted like a topology thing. It said 95% my opponent is going to win, 5% for me. And I just like laughed at it. I was like, these people don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't know me and really bet against me. Then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, wait, do they actually know me and still think I'm like that 5%? And I'm like, nah, like, they don't know. They just know him, but they don't know what I'm bringing. So, yeah, believe in yourself.
That's awesome. And last one for me, when you look at that stacked lightweight division that you're the newest member of, is there a message you have for all the fellow fighters in that division? And is there someone specific you'd like to see standing across from you in your debut?
Nothing yet. I don't know. I mean, now it's time to really start looking into that. And I'll just be excited, man. I'll just be excited to fight and build my way up. You know, I want to build a nice name for myself. I want to collect performance bonuses each event because, you know, my style, I believe, is very exciting. And I just want to win in like nice, dominant fashions.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Abdul, do you believe that you've come full circle in your life right now?
Can you please explain that to me?
Do you believe that everything that you worked for, everything you've worked hard towards, brought you to this moment?
That is exactly what I believe. And I knew since I got this fight, since I got this moment, this is exactly where I needed to be and how it was supposed to happen. Like, now I was just thinking about all those days that I've been through. And funny thing, you mentioned that one of my best friends, and he's my corner today, Saad Awad, was mentioning that to me. He's like, you just got to know that everything you went through, your entire life and career, has brought you down to this moment. And this is the moment, you know, it's going to count. And you're going to be so proud by the end of it. And thank you, Saad, for being there for me all the time and always supporting me. Because, you know, he's that guy where I'd be like, yo, Saad, like, you know, like, they just signed that guy. I'm better than that guy. You know, they did this, they did that. And he's like, bro, your time is coming. Trust me, your time is coming. Just believe in yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then, you know, I'd take a fight, I'd win, and I'm like, all right, it's my time now. And then time would pass, and it didn't come. Take another fight, and I'm just like, what's going on? And he'd keep me at bay. So thank you, Saad, and this is it. This is the beginning.
And then lastly, what's on the menu, steak or pancakes?
So I have my guys right now at the steakhouse waiting for me. Pancakes was this morning, and it's definitely steak and hopefully some donuts and a lot of goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.